first basket is scored, we're gonna throw all these toys onto the court. Oh, brother, is this happening? On a typical 4th of July, it would look something like this. Jonathan Polosic, he was at LAF Stadium for Crane's homecoming game against Kermit. Jonathan, first question, did you win Homecoming King? Second, is the game finally over? At halftime of this game, retired referee Gary Speed was honored. Now, Gary has been recently diagnosed with a terminal brain disorder where him and his family have no idea how much time he has left. If you watch this game between Andrews and Greenwood, you probably need to book a manicure appointment ASAP because this is what you call a nail biter, all right? And to quench their thirst after a long run, they pick up a tall City Brewing beer. Y'all thought I was about to drink it. I'm not that crazy. I need this job. To see how good we look, bro. I mean, this boy got a fresh fade, new lights in the studio, melanin popping. 42-39, last drive a minute, 27 seconds left. Yeah. What are you telling your guys?
Stay calm.
An employee named Miss Sharon actually came by and helped me out, gave me some scissors, and also cut out the pieces for me. I think there goes Miss Sharon right over there if you want to turn. Wave at the camera, Miss Sharon. Yeah, there she goes right there. She helped out the kids. Tonight was the first rodeo performance from the Sand Hill Stock Show and Rodeo. Thankfully, I went down to the Coliseum to wrangle up some highlights for y'all. So when you get to this spot right here, right? Mm-hmm. Are you just thinking, shoot it? Probably gonna have to, unbutton my jacket for this, so here we go. Hey, let's go ahead and toss this mug to break before I go crazy. Hey, are y'all ready for tonight? Let's get this thing popping, baby. After a valiant and inspirational speech from head coach Bill O'Brien in the locker room, the Texans were ready to give up another 6 points on the first drive out of halftime. Now here's another angle. Hunt will keep his right hand in and his left foot out, but in NCAA, that's still a touchdown. Tis the law trying to creep up on Authentic, but there's no TLC here, as the winner of the Kentucky Derby is just like how I like my Hispanic food, Authentic. It was almost as if the ball wasn't even moving, like this girl, who was just chilling on the base. Much respect. The Rebels find Brian Leyva at the top of the key, and he splashes it in to close the gap on the lead. Now, like my mama always says, if it's not broke, don't fix it, as Leyva hits another one from the same spot to tie the game up. I'll tell you who was ready, Kobe Baldonado, AKA Megatron. One glimpse at this 12-year-old, and you'll see why they call him that. And yes, I said he's 12. Fist bumps only, no handshakes. I'm proud of y'all, but not as proud as Mama Cross. There goes your baby, Mama Cross, running that football 50 yards out, bareback riding. Now, when I was watching this, I thought to myself, hey man, whatever mattress they sleep on that allows their back to bend like that, I need that in my apartment ASAP.
He goes downstairs and turns on my coffee pot for me every morning, and he hasn't forgotten. He forgets things, but he has not forgotten my coffee. I'm a coffee drinker, and he's not.
No matter how old we get, we never seem to forget the small things about the people we love.
I was late.
He was late. You remembered you were late to our first date.
Yeah.
The funny thing was a bunch of football officials had sent out a text.
We hadn't spoken in a good 6-8 months. We'd been apart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just saw his name pop up on my phone, and my heart started beating, and I was like, what in the world?
Barbie called me and said, tell your buddy to take me off the text list. And so Gary called her.
That started the conversation.
And the rest was history. Gary Speed and Barbie were ready to live life together. But on March 15th, Mr. and Mrs. Speed saw their lives slow down.
I came upstairs that night and asked him a question, and he couldn't answer me. And I asked him several times. He started to grab his arm a little bit, and I thought, so I'm grabbing my phone to call 911, and he finally gets out, and he looked at me and said, take me to the hospital. We thought we were going to the hospital for a stroke or a heart attack, something that we could work with.
But instead, Gary was diagnosed with Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, a rare terminal brain disorder that only 350 people a year are diagnosed with.
They have no cure. They have no idea how to cure it.
That's what hurt the most, just to see a guy that had just retired and had everything out in front of him. He's 57 years old, got a great wife, got a nice home. And then you get hit with this, and you think, why?
And while no one may ever find an answer to this question, Barbie's love for Gary was never in doubt.
We renewed our wedding vows in our backyard.
Surprised.
I think he was in shock.
Yeah.
Lots of tears.
But yeah, I liked it.
I wanted him to know good, bad, hard, health, sickness, ugly, whatever it is. I'm not going anywhere.
When Barbie came into his life, I think God sent that. He knew what Gary was going to have to go through, and he needed a caregiver to take care of him.
And so, not knowing how much time Gary has left, the couple has traveled to places on their bucket list, but their last stop will be the closest location yet.
Extra County employee and football official, Mr. Gary Speed.
Just seeing all the people up here and loving it, and just a great day. Yeah.
We're honored and blown away, and it's just an honor and a tribute to Gary and the man that he is.
On the field tonight.
If I go here, boom, boom, boom.
Meet the McCowan family. That's Bruce.
I'm pulling up.
He's the Pops/quarantine coach. Splashing that shot is Nisha. She was first team All-District last year. Next is Jay, the big bro. Then there's Jay Brion. He's next up. And finally, King, the prodigy.
Well, I had 5. One of them quit on me. She thinks she's going to do her nails, so I'm going to let her do that for right now. But, man, it feels so good to be able to come home because I don't have to make them do it. I get a text while I'm at work, Dad, are we working out today? And being able to just spend family time training and doing stuff like that brings our family together.
Because of quarantine, this family full of hoopers are now balling against each other to improve their game.
It's fun, you know. There's more room for mistakes with family.
Show them that I'm better than them. And
a little friendly competition to see who's getting better.
It feels real good to be able to come home. I got all my kids in the house, to be able to go out and spend time, show them different moves, to actually train them myself, and giving them knowledge that I have.
But before Dad comes home, everyone is cooped up in the house. And you already know with siblings, that could be
annoying because they get a little annoying sometimes, but it's cool. It's annoying sometimes. Yeah, annoying.
That's until 6 o'clock comes around, so they can see who's really the best.
I'm the girl, so I'm the best. They still got a little more things to work on.
Can't nobody beat me one-on-one.
Is this true?
Can't nobody beat me one-on-one. Everybody know I'm the best out the family. If we voted, I'm the best.
I beat them any time of the month, any day, any year, any time.
Well, it looks like they can't figure that out, but they can agree on what shirt to wear.
Mask on is just, when game start, when I put the mask on, I'm a different person. It's like a family thing, you know, he started it, and then we're gonna keep it going.
It's like a legacy, kind of, to me.
That energy just kind of spread to the family, so it stuck with them, so we represent that.
So viewers, put your masks on. Not for COVID-19, but for the McCowan family. With every scoop and every pour, Joe Paul, Joel, and Jacob gets closer to their summer goal.
Oh, this summer we actually wanted a pool.
And thanks to a random guy from New Mexico, the boys could put down their cups and pick up some swim trunks for the rest of the summer.
He was like, I have a pool and I'm gonna bless y'all with it. So we got the pool. So all the money we raised, we just raised it for things for the pools.
But after receiving sad news from their mother, the boys realized their stand could mean a lot more than just selling lemonade for pool supplies.
I told him, I said, look, Uriah is sick, baby. We need to pray for him because he's going through some stuff right now, and found out that he ended up having leukemia.
10-year-old Uriah Cortez is one of Jacob's friends from school.
Like, he wanted to play football, and then this year, he couldn't walk, and it was really sad for a young kid like him to get diagnosed with leukemia.
So the boys decided to raise
$500
in one day for Uriah.
They never told me about a set goal or anything, and I was really expecting like a couple hundred maybe,
In adults' mind, you're like $500 on the lemonade stand.
But the boys let their lemonade do the talking. And best believe they squeezed out their goal in one day.
And when she called me that evening and told me the amount and said they were bringing it out, I was just floored at the amount. I just couldn't believe it.
Bills from the hospital charge a lot of money. They probably could have went in debt. They probably could have started going down on payments from their house. So I feel like it was just something we really needed to do.
A lot of kids, their mind's not set on getting $500 and giving it away. Even it's hard as adults, you know, if you've got that money to give it to somebody, you know, especially right now, you know.
Hey, Mama Torres is right. In a time of COVID scares and racial protests, who would have thought a 9, 12, and 15-year-old would be the example of showing love to others?
Those little boys' hearts was in the right place. God will bless them 10 times because of what they did for my little boy.
I would say thank you for what they did, because it's nice that they did that for me.